Hello, third graders. Ms. Fogelman here for your math lesson today. So let me start by sharing my screen and clicking on our slideshow for today. Today is November 2nd, and we are talking about pictographs. If you remember, last week we were on bar graphs. Now we're working on pictographs. Now, the students will read a pictograph, making sure to use the key before answering questions about the graph. And as you can see, pictograph has the word pict in it, like picture, okay? So a pictograph is going to have pictures in it. Before I start my lesson, let me share this video with you.
In this lesson, we're doing some work on picture graphs. In this graph, we have boxes of apples sold at Fred's Fruits. We have one little thing here that one apple is equal to 20 boxes. This is known as a key. In January, February, we've got so many apples shown. A certain amount, one looks like it's been cut off there. May and June, July and August, September, October, and November, December. In part A, how many boxes of apples were sold in January, February? Well, in January, February, looking at our key, each apple is worth 20 boxes. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160. So we've got 160 boxes there in the Jan-Feb period. Part B, how many boxes of apples were sold in March, April? And there's the March, April. Well, each apple is worth 20 boxes, but you can see there that we haven't got a full apple. We've got half an apple. So if a whole apple is worth 20 boxes, well, half an apple will be worth 10 boxes. Okay, so let's start counting. That's a whole apple, so that's 20, 40, 60, 80, and that's worth 10 more. So 80 and 10 is 90. So 90 boxes for the March-April period. How many more boxes were sold in the first half of the year than in the second half? Well, let's work out firstly the rest of the periods, okay? In May, June, each apple, don't forget, 20 boxes, 20, 40, 60. Let's write that down. In July, August, 20, 40. Okay, so let's write the 40 down. September, October, 20, 40, 60, 80. So let's write the 80. And November, December, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. And then half an apple, that's worth 10 boxes. So 120 plus 10 is 130. So going back to the question, we're comparing the first half of the year with the second half. So the first half, okay, as shown on the diagram there, let's write down the numbers required. The 160, the 90, and the 60. Let's write them down, and we're going to add them up. So when we add them up, we find that we get 310 boxes altogether there. Now, what about the second half? All right. So the second half, there's our working. The numbers required, 40, 80, and 130. Let's write them down, and we need to add them up. When you add them up, we get 250. So how many more boxes? Well, we're comparing 310 with 250, so we want to find the difference. Okay, we would subtract, and the difference is that the answer is that we get 60 more boxes sold in that first half of the year. Excellent. Well, that concludes.
All right, guys. So that I just wanted to show you to give you a little bit of an idea of what we're going to be working on. So here's the next slide. This is our pictograph today. And our pictograph says Doreen was having a lemonade stand in her front yard. The picture graph below shows how much she earned. Okay, so here's our title. just like we had a title in a bar graph, lemonade stand picture graph. And here is our lemonade, and the title of the graph is lemonade stand profits. Okay, so this is kind of like telling us what it's going to be about, but the specific title is lemonade stand profits. Let's remember what profits means. Profits means the money that they earned through the lemonade stand. And it looks like our symbols are going to be dollar signs, okay? And Ms. Fogelman is going to grab her pen very quickly so that she can write on our chart. Okay, so our dollar signs are our pictures in our pictograph, okay? And the dollar signs stand for money earned, and these are the days of the week that they had the sale. Now, before we can do anything in a pictograph, we have to read the key. Whoop. And the key tells us how much each picture is worth. So here, every time you see a dollar sign, it's worth $5. Now, if you don't read that, you won't know how much each one is worth. Okay, so make sure the first thing that you do is look at that key. All right, so the second thing you're going to do is make sure you total up all of your rows. It's easier that way. That way you can answer the questions without a problem. Now, of course, with the money being $5 each, I'm going to count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So they made $25 on Friday. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. $35 on Saturday. 5, 10, 15, only $15 on Sunday, and 5, 10, only $10 on Monday. So now that we know how much they've earned on each day, we can then go to the questions. How much money did Doreen earn on Friday? Well, we've already figured that out now. So all we have to do is go here and we would write here 25, and make sure you put that dollar sign in there so we know it's dollars, $25. How much money did she earn on Sunday? Well, we go right up here. It says Sunday. We go across to the 15 and we know that she made $15, okay? Now the last question, you can't see too terribly well, so I'm gonna move this up here. How much money did she earn on Saturday and Sunday? So you have this word here that combines Saturday and Sunday, which means we have to combine those two numbers or add them. So we're talking about Saturday and Sunday, okay? So we have Saturday here, Sunday here. You can add these two numbers, 35 and 15, or you can always add them this way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So we know that on those 2 days combined, Doreen made $50. Okay, so 35 plus 15 is 50. All right, so just a couple reminders to recap. Make sure you're checking that key before you start anything on your graph. Once you know how much each picture in the pictograph is worth, you should come up and make sure you put the totals at the end of each row or at the top of each column, depending on which direction it's written. Then you need to go ahead and answer the questions, making sure that you're reading it and using the correct vocabulary to understand what you need to do. All right, so let me clear this, get my mouse back, and we can go on to the last one. Your exit ticket on pictographs is located in Shobi, so make sure you go ahead and get to work on that. And what is the big difference between a pictograph and a bar graph? So a bar graph is going to have the bars that tell you how much each category is worth. or how many times they did that particular category. Whereas a pictograph is going to use an actual picture or part of a picture to show you how many times that happened. So if you're talking about the number of the amount of lemonade sold on each day, a bar graph would show you a bar for each of the days that you sold. A pictograph is going to give you a picture that's worth an amount, and the number of pictures will tell you how many glasses of lemonade were sold. All right, guys, make sure you're getting that work done and have a great day.